Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Glad you are joining us today as we enter the final episodes of the NBA regular season. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, they'd love to get back on a winning track. 7 losses in their last 8 games. That is not going to get it done, and they know it. Hey, we'll be keeping an eye on Andre Drummond tonight. 9th overall pick back in 2012 out of UConn. Shaq, he's still a very young big with a lot of room to grow.
He's an incredible offensive and defensive rebounder, Ernie. One of the hardest box-out assignments in the league since Dennis Rodman.
You know what, though? Last year he started taking some shots outside of the paint, which was surprising but good. Opened up his game a little bit, but he's best when he's finishing at the rim.
That'll wrap it up for now. Let's go courtside, and we'll see you later.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday, hump day, and we're ready to bring you all the action. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. The Magic again playing host, continuing their homestand in this one. Their last meeting was in Detroit, where they were unable to fight off the Pistons. So far, no luck against this team. They dropped both of the games in the previous 2 matchups this season.
You know, you hate to use this word, but I really felt like it was a sorry effort that they put forth on the defensive side.
Boy, that's pretty harsh from you, Greg, but you're right. I mean, too many times we saw them slow to set up and get on deep or late on their rotations. And they paid a big price for it.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Derrick Rose is out there with Jody Meeks. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Griffin in at the power forward.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie. And one thing about Nikola Vucevic, he owns the boards. Posted a top 10 double-digit average in each of the past 3 seasons. Plus, he's equally adept on both the offensive and defensive play.
Now, here's Meeks. Off target from outside. Here's Fresh. He's covered by Rose. Fresh, the pass to Fry. A three-pointer is right on target. Fry's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Well, Greg, you were talking about watching Vucevic. He doesn't have the athleticism to beat people to the ball on rebounds, but Clark, he does have an exceptional, ability to box out well. He's got that long reach. He can make steals.
Good technique, really great size, and a hunger to chase down the rebound, so you don't have to jump high to rebound effectively. As a matter of fact, Kevin, most outstanding rebounders are not high risers. They're quick jumpers, they're strong, and they pursue the pumpkin.
That's a good point.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Outside Rose. Just 5 to shoot. Outside, Meeks. Rebound by the Magic. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
And that kind of loss sticks with you for a while because they probably felt they were the better team on that night. They just could not make the plays down the stretch.
Guys, you know, there are times when you would rather lose by double digits than to let a win get away from you when you thought you had it. And that sometimes is harder to deal with.
Now here's Ross after the miss from Stanley Johnson. Fresh, the pass to Ross. Another miss by Orlando. Pistons trail by 3. Meeks dishes to Drummond. Rose kicks to Meeks. Drummond a screen. Meeks passes to Griffin. On target from 13 feet. Griffin's got his first basket of the night.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
Here's Fresh. 14 points from him the last game against Memphis.
And also defensively, he was really aggressive. I mean, matter of fact, he had 4 steals over the course of that game.
Now, here's Fromm. They get it again.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Boy, the pass there floated up to the precise spot where it needed to be.
And no messing around in the finish, huh? He powers it through.
He didn't waste any time there.
And guys, that's an alley-oop I guarantee you we'll be seeing on the highlight reels for the next few days. Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Now here's Ellis. He's coming off a 13-point game against Memphis. Ross passes to Fresh. Unloads from 13. And he hits the jump shot.
Yeah, and you can see the defense broke down there, allowing him to get all the way to the hoop.
Rose kicks to Griffin. Johnson outside. Back to Griffin. Plays it in without an inch of room around him. Griffin's got 6. Orlando's gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
Now here's Ross. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And he gets the bucket. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Here's Rose. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Heat in Miami. Greg, you just said the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs, over half their schedule. Clark, they went 15 and 29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs.
Fades away. And Orlando again with the bucket.
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
This game's right there for the taking, but neither team can quite grab hold of it. Like a slippery bar of soap there. Somebody's got to take charge here.
And here's the fast break. Ross leading the way. Ellis with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. Ellis can't get it to go. For Detroit, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Outside Rose. To the left side wing. It's Meeks outside. And that one's good. No shortage of drama here early on.
Well, neither team can grasp control of this thing. I mean, both teams trying to get a hold of it.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Orlando trailing here. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, Stan Van Gundy gave me a few minutes to catch up with them. He knows they're up against a team that plays best when they're getting to the rim. He told me that their #1 concern is going to be sliding over to help on any drives and closing up any lanes to the hoop as quickly as possible. Good rotation is key, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. Another miss by Orlando.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other two, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Here's Fresh after the basket by Detroit. Picked by Vucevic. The dish to Ellis. He He feeds it to Vucevic. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You know, in talking about D-Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Big step last year for Vucevic's offense, Clark. Unstoppable at times, both on the blocks and facing up.
Vucevic is a real outstanding future all-star front courter. Rebounds at a high rate in traffic and out of his area. Finishes, faces up. This kid has a lot of upside. I really like his game.
And he makes both free throws.
And talking about Vucevic's development last season, he's also had the highest assist average of his career. He's a good decision maker on the floor, knows when to take it himself, and knows when to kick it to cutters and spot up shooters.
Baines can't get it to go. And Orlando will come the other way. And Fournier kicks to Payton. The rebound by Karasov. Pistons have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Here's Larkin. Vucevic with the block. And now here comes Gordon leading the break. Pulls up. A rebound by Johnson.
You know, and getting back to Vucevic, I mean, he's at an age where he may only get better. Averaged nearly 20 points a game last year after averaging only 14 the year before. That was an incredible leap in production, and I think it's one that'll continue. You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
They're all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew.
Here's Fournier. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And he gets it to go.
Defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
So it's the Pistons now. Johnson with a screen on Payton. Here's Larkin, covered by Payton. Johnson dishes to Larkin. 6 to shoot. Elbow shot is on the way. And there's another one for the Pistons.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
Payton with the ball. 11 points for him in that last game against Memphis.
And also give him credit for his ability to pass the basketball. He was always looking for the open man.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Karasov passes to Johnson, and the call will be against Fournier. That's his first foul. Smith checked in for Vucevic. To the middle, got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession.
And you can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
And Baines kicks to Johnson. The Pistons working the ball around now. Excellent defense there from Smith.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Karasov dishes to Larkin. To the wing on the left. Ilyasova with the ball. And it's Gordon picking him up. Detroit, no good that time either.
You know, not sure if he's playing to the crowd, but no need for the fadeaway on that shot.
Passes it to Fournier. Knocks down the 3-ball. Fournier's got 5 now.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
How about the shooting percentage, though? In the low 30s. That tells you all you need to know.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. To shoot that poorly, you almost have to try to miss. Shoot that poorly. Rarely do you see numbers like that at the NBA level.
Orlando on D. They trail by 1.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Now here's Payton. Defense is right there. Pass to Fournier. Now the feed to Smith. Tries from 10. Rebound, Detroit. Johnson's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Karsov passes to Ilyasova. Down low. Here's Johnson. And he gets the bucket. Johnson's got his first points in this one.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
Here's Payton following the basket by Stanley Johnson.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
52 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Gordon against Ilyasova. The pass to Karsov. Shot clock at 6. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup. Give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Larkin. So he gets them both. There's 38 seconds left here in the first quarter. Payton kicks to Fournier. There's a screen. And it's Smith, top of the key. From deep three-point range, and Baines pulls it down.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Clark, a little disparity there in the rebound numbers, but some of that comes down to how the ball bounces. Let's see if it evens out.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Pistons on top, up by 3. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can't do. And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong now in Dallas after their quick exits in the playoffs a season ago. Clark, it's been a decade in the league now for this very talented guard.
And you know, that kind of relentless determination is really something Monte is known for. And one of the reasons he has been around for 10 years in the NBA as a consistently good player and lethal scorer.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
You know, they're not going to sit back and just take jump shots. It's all about attacking the paint and getting to the rim.
That's who they are. They've been the aggressor early, attacking the hoop and getting into that paint.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Orlando, they've got Terrence Ross, Jason Smith is out there with Channing Frye. Then there's Ellis, and it's Fresh in at the point guard. And guys, Andre Drummond has made quite an impression in the early stages of his career. Clark, you were just talking about that. Greg, I don't think anyone felt he would have such an impact this fast.
Yeah, I mean, he's already a mountain of a man among boys. I mean, it's hard to believe when you look at this guy out there. He's only 22 years old.
Now, here's Rose. Following the miss by Monte Ellis. Outside for Griffin. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Outside Rose. A floater. Good. Now it's a 7-point Piston lead.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And the shot is good. Fry's got 8 points.
Yeah, it's such a sweet 3-point stroke there. And it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
And the basket by Rose.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Here's Fresh. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, but one more advantage in the stat column, and that's what's translated to this lead.
Tries from 10. It's a hand on it. It's good on the putback. And the Pistons lead by 8.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in.
Yeah, and that's what happens, though, when you do your work early in terms of getting the good position.
Ross dishes to Fry. Ross passes to Fry. Here's Fresh. And off the glass. That one's good. Fresh has got 6.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
And the rejection by Smith. That 3 off the mark. The Magic trail by 6. And it's Ellis penetrating. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Now that's a killer crossover. The defender got totally shook up by that move.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Pistons.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And also knocking down the mid-range because they're making good decisions with the basketball.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Vucevic checked in for Jason Smith. And it's Watson in for Fresh.
First off, look, every year there are all-star game snubs, and perhaps last year Monte Ellis was the big one in the West. Hard to leave him off given the way he played for the Mavs.
Now, here's Meeks. He's got 5. Griffin kicks to Drummond. Power down with both hands.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
For Monte not being an all-star, there are a lot of guys that could have made an argument to be there. Monte's was as strong as any.
Yeah, and his own coach said that Monte deserved it more than Dirk, his teammate. Now, not a shot at Dirk by Carlisle, just Rick expressing how valuable Monte was to the Mavs. Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Now here's Griffin. 17 points for him last game against Miami.
And he also made his presence felt on the defensive side as well. 3 block shots were registered in that game.
Rose gets a wide open look. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
They ran that inbounds play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
Now Watson still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Picked by Vucevic. Watson the pass to Fry. Here's the screen. Just 5 on the clock. Kicks to Watson. Over in the corner, Ellis hits it from three-point range. Ellis has got 6 here in this quarter.
They're absolutely stroking it from outside. I mean, textbook perfect. Good balance, nice high release, splash.
Now here's Rose. He's got 10. Plenty of space. And Drummond throws it down.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
What a great nose for the basketball he has, and such a strong finisher as well.
Ross, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there.
And Terrence Ross showed fantastic development in his second season, but really took a step back last year. All of his shooting percentages were down. He exuded confidence, but still at times just could not buy a basket.
Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. Well, back to Terrence Ross, Greg. You're talking about him. It's so easy for a young player to lose his way a little after coming on so fast. Clark, I'm not surprised that he's hit a few bumps in the road along the way.
That's part of the development and growth process, Kevin. You've seen it with a lot of guys. His upside, though, is great.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Terrence Ross, an explosive young player who can really put on a show. Clark, jaw-dropping, highlight reel dunks are his specialty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Tremendous athlete, great bounce and elevation and creativity. Won the slam dunk contest as a rookie.
The Magic trail by 6. Now here's Watson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Vucevic. Rebound, Detroit.
And back to Terrence Ross. Sometimes the show he puts on is of the scoring variety. He threw in 51 against the Clippers 2 seasons ago. Great lift and form on his shot.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
You know, one thing I think about with Terrence Ross is he can be all or nothing. His game moves up and down like a roller coaster or an echocardiogram. I mean, he's up, he's way up, and he's down. Look out below.
Yeah, can't be pleased with all these easy looks. They continue to get up there in the paint.
No, I'm sure he's not, Greg. I mean, their defense is showing a lot of holes, especially down low. That's unacceptable.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Aaron Gordon comes in for Channing Frye. And it's Hazanya in for Terrence Ross. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Johnson's checked in. Now here's Watson. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Outside Gordon. Dishes it to Watson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Orlando needs to get off a shot. And Hazanya gets it to go. Pistons leading by 6. Rose kicks to Johnson. Pass to Griffin. He dishes it to Rose. Shot on the wing. Cannot hit. Orlando, they've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Watson for 3. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Kept alive. Orlando's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs. Here we go.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on. Clark, he had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if he missed it, I might have.
Outside Rose. Shoots. Detroit, no good that time either. Orlando's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Johnson kicks to Ellis. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. The Pistons leading. And here's Rose. He's got 12. Tolliver dishes to Griffin. They double-team Griffin. Feeds to Meeks. Johnson outside. The shot. Meeks. Good. Meeks got 7. The Magic have gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Outside Gordon. Passes it to Hazanya, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. And for Aaron Gordon, so much fanfare entering the 2014 draft, selected 4th overall, which was actually a couple of slots higher, I think, Greg, than many experts thought.
I agree, and a lot of people obviously liked him, but Orlando clearly loved him and had very high hopes for this young man. And of course, the injured foot, only 11 games a season ago, and never really got back on track.
The Magic trail by 3. Here's Payton, who's averaging around 5.5 points a game. He kicks to Fournier. To the paint, trying to find Vucevic. Gets it to him. Arm's length from the hoop. He knocks it down. Vucevic has got his second basket of the night.
And, getting back to Aaron Gordon, his defense is really what had scouts most excited. He has the rare combination of strength, lateral quickness, and ups to defend multiple positions.
Now, here's Meeks. He has 7. They set the screen. Johnson kicks to Meeks. Pistons passing it around. Here's Larkin. It's deflected. And up the court come the Magic on the break. And Hazanya gets it to go. Hazanya's got 8. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Magic?
They've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition. And talking about Aaron Gordon, everyone knew coming in that he was kind of unrefined. You're betting on his upside and hoping that he develops a consistent shot. And boy, if he does, you're talking about a guy who could become a perennial all-star.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. Following the miss by Aaron Gordon. And Meeks kicks to Larkin. Ilyasova, a screen on Gordon. Ilyasova with the ball. And it's Gordon picking him up. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
Well, neck and neck. How about that? Ferociously competitive. Tight as me in an airplane bathroom.
That's not the visual I was looking for right now, but there have been a lot of lead changes. Goodness.
And so here's Orlando, following the bucket by the Pistons. And stolen by Ilyasova. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Picked away. And here they come. Here's Hazanya. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Hazanya's got 10 points.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. That's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
And that one's good. Meeks got 4 points this quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Payton passes to Vucevic. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one.
They better clear a spot on the bench for him, because that's where he's headed if he continues to take shots like that.
And I would venture to say, Greg, it would be the last spot on the bench as well. Even though he isn't having the best of game from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Payton with the ball. The dish now to Vucevic. Tries it from 9, and that one's good. Vucevic has got 8 points.
Just so many lead changes. Nobody's held an advantage for long.
Well, Well, the runs have just been traded back and forth all game long. Man, I'm enjoying this.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Magic lead by 1. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Nick, a competitive battle out here for you tonight. What's been the mindset for you and this team during the first half?
Just want to come out and not aggressive and just play hard on defense, getting stops. They're a great team, so they're not going to quit. They're going to keep playing. We just have to keep getting stops and keep believing that we can win this game, and good things will happen again.
Nick, thank you. We appreciate it. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. It was a closely contested first quarter for Orlando. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. What did you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Magic?
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
They haven't gotten to the line enough, and I think that's an area they can improve. They need to be more aggressive. Right now, they're hanging in there, but this could change in the second half. They need to challenge defenders and try to control the momentum and get to the foul line a little bit more.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and